Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, no matter how much effort you put into something, that you're not going to win? Have you ever had that time where you woke up, maybe you couldn't even sleep, and so you just were laying in bed at a time where you should have been waking up, and you thought to yourself, almost in a sarcastic tone, what is today going to hold for me? What I want to do is I want to tell you, sometimes we just need to be reminded that you're not alone. And that even if you are just breathing, that means you're alive. This is Grit for Life Radio. I am your host, Nate Parks, and normally we start off these Grit for Life podcasts with, me announcing that right off the bat. But today, I wanted to start off with something different because I've got something really powerful, really, really heavy, I guess you should say, on my heart. And that is that I believe there is someone out there who is going to hear this podcast today. And you're listening and you know this is for you. And when I tell you that even though you don't know me, even though we may have never met, when I tell you that I believe in you, I want you to understand that I mean that. And you can say, well, Nate, I don't understand. How can you believe in me? You don't know me. No. But I know that if you're listening to this, you're an amazing person. You see, you had to actually push play on this to listen. You actually had to take effort to listen. And if you're still listening, that's even taking effort. And that tells me that you are still wanting to win. That is telling me that you still have some fight in you. And if you still have fight in you, that means you can still win. This moment right now is not the time to give up. This moment right now, here and now, is the time to dig in. Now, if you need to call out for some help, call out. That's okay. If you need to take a breather, take a breather. Just don't quit. Because right now, you're here. But here is not where you're destined to be. I said this in our last podcast. And it's really been playing heavy on my heart that I need to bring this up and spend a little more time on it. There are so many times that you're going to hit walls. And you're saying, hit walls? I've built the walls. Like, I am the master of demolishing walls to find another wall there. Yep, you're absolutely right. I get it. But I want to tell you right now, there was a time in this world where you literally were different than anybody else. You were unique. That time was when you were born. You see, in that moment that you were born, you were literally at that small, brief glimpse of time in the universe, you were the youngest person. That made you unique. You held a record. And your uniqueness didn't stop. The idea, I think, sometimes that we forget is that we are more than just a cellular structure that walks through life. Your laughter, nobody else has it. Your eyes, nobody has them. No one gets to see the world the way you do. No one gets to see anyone else like you. That spirit of yours that you have had and you have carried with you that has driven you from a young child to where you are today, nobody has that. And the universe needs you to embrace your uniqueness. I think many times that we get so wrapped up in social media and everything that surrounds us and begs for our time, and we are saturated with this desire to become something we're not because it's what we think others expect. And the truth is that we need you to be you. We need you to be unique. We try so hard to dress like others expect. And that's one thing that, I've had people in my life that they say, man, sometimes I don't get you, because one minute you're wearing like a cowboy hat and boots, and then the next minute you kind of look like a rock star, and the next minute maybe you look like you belong in the gym, and sometimes you listen to country music, and other times you're listening to some classical stuff, and then you throw in a little bit of Panic at the Disco. Like, who are you? I'm me. Because there's only one me, and I'm telling you, listener, there's only one you. You were put on this earth not to just be a placeholder. You are put on this earth to have an effect of positive excitement and thrilling. You're like, man, I don't even know what you're talking about, Nate. I can't remember the last time I was happy. I can't remember the last time that I was positive. I can't remember the last time that I could even have an effect on somebody. And then I'm going to come back with, then it's your responsibility right now to do that. I'm telling you, I promise you, I have been standing on the street, homeless, wondering what in the hell I was going to do. And I fought my way back from some dark, lonely, desperate times, only to be hit again and again and again. But in those times, I found that the time that I felt the most valuable is even when I didn't have something. I still had my ears to listen to somebody else. I still had my mouth to be able to form a smile. Maybe that smile was sheerly from exhaustion towards someone, but you don't know what just smiling to someone does. And if you can smile to a stranger and they smile back, it will inject in you a shot of adrenaline and happiness. And then you can use that as a foundation for the cornerstone of the next step of building. Life is about building blocks. We don't just live life, we build life, or we can destroy life, or we can just come to a point where we just stop. And the building that we are supposed to be, the monument to life, the monument to the generations behind us, becomes unfinished. But I'm telling you, that's not you. I am telling you right now, you have got talent that nobody else has. You say, I know, I've talked to people who say, man, Nate, I don't have talent. Everybody has talent. You just got to find it. One of my children was struggling for a long time, finding her niche. She has an older brother who's big in football. He's great. He is a natural at sports. She was not, had no interest in it. Then all of a sudden she found out that she could act. And in acting, she found a great talent. But it took a chance because she had come to a point in her life that she didn't think that she had anything. And it was on a whim that she even tried out for something. But she took that step. I am telling you right now that there is a business card with your name on it. I don't know what business it's for. And when I say business, I don't mean necessarily like McDonald's or Google. What I'm saying is you have a spot in this world, and your business card to that spot is waiting for you to put your name on it, to claim it. If you listen to the last podcast I shared, I even said in there, it's not about just listening to motivational stuff. It's about putting your action to it. But maybe you come to me and say, Nate, I just don't have the strength anymore. Okay, I get that. So I want you to reach out to somebody. I have people in my life that are my pillars. You say, you? Like, you're a motivational speaker. Absolutely. And there are days that times after spending so much time talking and talking and talking to people and trying to lift them up and try to lift them up and try to encourage them and try to set them on the right path, try to get them to put their name on their business card to life, I find myself exhausted. And when you become exhausted, you can be more open to depression and more open to having things feel like they are overwhelming. See, the thing about life is learning the keys to it. Back to my daughter. She just got finished with her first lead role in high school as a freshman. And she, all the way leading up to the actual opening night, they worked hard. She was pumped up. She had 2 great nights of theater. The next day, I told her, now you need to be aware, one of the keys in life is understanding that as high as we can go, afterwards our body will do an emotional dump that we will feel as if we are falling emotionally. And when we do that, we open ourselves up to be open to a lot of different attacks from around. And if you can plan that ahead of time and be aware of it, you can put a wall up and go, okay, I'm starting to feel depressed. Why? Oh, because I know I just had this big emotional high. I had this big event in my life, and now it's over. See, when you can learn small things like that, and you can start unlocking the secrets of life. And the secret of life is this, that you have the strength in you. You just have to find it, even if you don't think you have it. It is finding the people to surround yourself with. You need to stop today and ask yourself, are the people that I'm surrounding myself with encouraging me, or do they want me to be miserable like them? Because misery loves company. It takes a lot, but it can be done. And like I said at the beginning of this, I want you to hear these words when I say that I believe in you. So I want you to get up right now, even if it's just sit up. Just sit up for me. Take in a deep breath. Hold it for a second. Feel it in your chest. Realize that feeling tells you you're alive. And then remember, if you are alive, you are valuable. And you have a place in this world.